Is Sharia law barbaric? An objective analysis. Sharia law, derived from the Quran and Hadith, forms the legal framework for many Muslim-majority countries. It encompasses a broad spectrum of life, including criminal justice, family law, finance, and personal conduct. However, it has often been labeled as barbaric by critics, who focus on its punitive measures. This article aims to provide an objective analysis of Sharia law, exploring its principles and the basis for its controversial aspects. Sharia law is grounded in Islamic teachings, aiming to promote justice, equity, and moral conduct. It is divided into two main categories: acts of worship and transactions. The latter includes criminal law, which is where the most contentious elements arise. One of the primary criticisms of Sharia law is its harsh punishments for certain crimes. For example, theft can result in amputation, adultery can be punished by stoning, and apostasy can lead to the death penalty. These punishments are based on Quranic injunctions and are intended to serve as strong deterrents against such crimes. However, it is crucial to understand that the application of these punishments is subject to strict evidentiary standards. For instance, the punishment for adultery requires the testimony of four adult male witnesses to the act. Such stringent requirements often make it difficult to impose these severe penalties. Moreover, many Muslim-majority countries have adopted a more modern interpretation of Sharia, integrating it with contemporary legal frameworks. This approach often mitigates the harshness associated with traditional interpretations. For example, in some countries, imprisonment or fines have replaced corporal punishments. Another aspect of Sharia law that faces scrutiny is its treatment of women. Critics argue that it enforces patriarchal norms, restricting women's rights and freedoms. For example, in inheritance laws, women typically receive half the share of men. In some interpretations, a woman's testimony is worth half that of a man's in court. Proponents of Sharia law argue that these provisions reflect the socio-economic responsibilities assigned to men in Islamic societies. Men are generally expected to provide for their families financially, which justifies the larger inheritance share. Additionally, they claim that Sharia law offers protections for women, such as the right to education, property ownership, and divorce, which were revolutionary at the time of its inception. It's also important to note that the perception of Sharia law as barbaric is often influenced by cultural biases and a lack of understanding of its principles. While the severe punishments draw attention, Sharia law also encompasses principles of mercy, forgiveness, and rehabilitation. For instance, the concept of qisas, retaliation, allows for the victim or their family to forgive the perpetrator, often resulting in reduced penalties. In conclusion, labeling Sharia law as barbaric is an oversimplification that fails to consider its complexity and the diversity of its interpretations. While certain aspects, particularly its punitive measures, are undoubtedly severe, they are often tempered by strict evidentiary requirements and modern legal adaptations. Understanding Sharia law requires a nuanced approach that considers its foundational principles, historical context, and contemporary applications. For a deeper exploration of Sharia law and its various aspects, we invite you to watch more videos in the associated playlist or the recommended video in the description of the video you just watched.